Hey, what's up, guys? It is a mini testing week. It's also Thanksgiving week, so kind of a funky little week here. It is Monday, November 19th. Couple things to note as we get started for this week. These mini testing weeks, think of them really as check-ins for our people. They're not, nothing what we do is the end-all be-all. We still want balanced fitness throughout all the year, of course. These days really just kind of mark an increase in intensity and output, days where the training load balances out with trying to hit it hard, and we get a good balance of that there, and also ways for us to help check in with our members and adjust their training, their nutrition. If they need personal training, they need to come to skill clinics and seminars, they need to go come to more goals meetings. What are all these parts that are going on here for them is the idea of why every couple weeks we do that, so every 3 weeks specifically, so we get constant chances to check in and give more value. So even more, we get when we talk about PRs and things we want to do, and ringing the PR bell and getting our names on the board for something new we did. Even more than that, we really want to be focusing on how are they doing. Is this in alignment with their goals? Are their goals, to do better in Elizabeth? Is their goal to do better in Elizabeth today because that's going to make them more jacked and they want to get more jacked? Those are two different things, right? If we look at fitness and output capacity versus body composition, et cetera. So making sure that we use these as chances to check in with everyone that's happening and helping them connect with the training is a big, big piece here for these mini testing weeks, really more than what we're going to do with the snatch, grip, 1 rep max deadlift. Isn't so much the big goal, right? It's something we're doing to help make sure they're moving forward towards snatching and towards increasing their 1 rep snatch that's going to come up. But at the same time, that it's, are they feel like they're getting stronger? Do they understand why we're doing snatch, grip, deadlift? It's a good chance to help constantly enroll them in what's happening. So that's good stuff to kick off this week with and to be checking in. The big parts we're going today, again, are the snatch, grip, deadlift, and then Elizabeth or Amanda for our more advanced people. We're going to start off, we want good full body movement. There's a lot of hinging, wrist flexion that's going to be happening in both these workouts, whether snatching or power cleans, upper body pushing, dips, some pulling if you're doing muscle ups too, but I bet most people are going to do Elizabeth. It's a real fun benchmark workout. Once we go through our general warm-up, we've kind of enrolled them in the idea of what's happening today. Today is a chance to really go hard, and we have a balance between, hey, training, eat your meat, potatoes, veggies, nuts, seeds, etc. And now let's go, all out and really, push the pedal to the metal, as it were, if that's the saying people say anymore, right? In the specific warm-up, we're going to go through, it's going to be 2 sets through 10 push-ups. We're looking for form here. Any issues, any shoulder aggravation here can come up, and as we go into dynamic kind of kipping dips there, can get exacerbated. 8 kettlebell deadlifts, 6 kettlebell high pulls, right? That's not a sumo high pull. It could be. It's just a kettlebell into a high pull, getting some of the extension and power ready. Into 4 hang power cleans. And you can do that with a kettlebell. You can do it just with a PVC pipe or empty barbell as you wish. So a couple times through, again, push-ups, the deadlift, into the high pull, into a hang power clean. If they can go through those progressions, they're going to be pretty good for part A. We're going through snatch, grip, deadlift. We debated going through the deadlift or the snatch balance. The snatch balance takes a little longer for instruction, right? And wasn't an absolute load. It's something happening kind of on a faster, really speed strength movement for most people. And the loading it's going to be, or maybe strength speed, and the loading it's going to be. So we wanted to increase everyone's ability to pull strong off the ground and not be out of position. So we wanted to go with snatch, grip, deadlift to a heavy single. So that's why we made that choice. So we've been working both two in that progression. Also, nothing else here was really overhead today, except for the couple people doing Amanda. Most are going to be doing Elizabeth or slam ball or Russian swings there. And so it made more sense again to have something with hinging versus overhead. 1 set every 2 minutes, 12 minutes. Usually the snatch, grip, deadlift is not super heavy. If you wanted an extra set on there, go ahead. But usually in 6 singles, or a set of 5, 5, 3, 3, 1, 1, and maybe another 1, you're pretty much maxed out. The limiter is going to be ability for the lats to stay engaged for most people and to stay in good body position. So really avoid them trying to do workarounds, meaning like their hips are going to come up, they're going to do kind of almost like a static kip, if that's a thing, where they're going to wiggle their way through to extension. We want to be a good pull off the ground because the goal of snatch grip deadlift is to keep better positions while we snatch. And we do pulls off the ground in our workouts. So that's the idea there. For fitness, it's a 5-rep clean grip deadlift or snatch grip deadlift. That's just up to you. At a 2020 tempo, we want them in that 20-second time under tension range. As they're starting to express power, they really can't express a good 1-rep yet. If they want to, you think they can, then good. They're doing performance. There's nothing wrong with that. Just that's not someone who's there learning the game. That means they're able to do the game. If they are, then awesome. Go do a heavy single. If not, clean grip deadlift, I just wanted for form. The snatch grip just might be a little bit of a technical limiter for a new person. That's how we're deciding between those two things. That's something we should have gone through in the progressions the last couple of weeks and at the start of class while we're kind of talking them through specific warm-up. For part B, the fun part is benchmark day during testing week. It's going to be CP endurance and some muscle endurance here. As I say in the notes, these movements are harder movements for most people that generally aren't going to be doing this unbroken. Right? If someone's doing this unbroken, then you have Rich Froning and Matt Frazier. Rich Frazier, this is the new combo, is working out in your class, and that's a pretty big beast. So we want to kind of challenge them to go hard on this. 5 to 8 minutes here is going to be, excuse me, winter's kicking in, is going to be a long time on this for 12 minutes. If we do the math, 90 reps, so we're at 10 minutes, that's 9 reps a minute. That's a rep every 6 or 7 seconds. That's one. Right, that's not going to be really kind of going. So it should be, right, even in 7 minutes is pretty ideal. 6 minutes is pretty ideal here on these movements. We're going to get a couple at a time. By the end, it will be singles. They should be able to knock off a few of these in a row. If they're at a 1-rep single to start, that's going to be CP battery. That's going to mean they're about 90% of their max or so over and over. That's going to take a long time, right, to do that. That means their max is probably 140. They're trying to do 135 for 45 times. It's going to be incredibly challenging. We want them in a range they can do that. For fitness, because the movement's not going to be so taxing from a central nervous system standpoint, the reps are increased because it's going to be more muscle endurance. You get more reps. Slam ball is great here. If you don't have slam balls, a Russian swing is great. A light hang power clean is great too. It could be dumbbells. It could be an empty light barbell. The downside here is with a light barbell, you can't really express power. You see it, the beginners are kind of here, right? Slam ball's so good. If you don't have them, I recommend to get them because you can just, boom, pick up and really get going on some output. A sledgehammer strike actually works really well too. Those are a couple ones I love to use for people there that can't express power or they're learning to. And then it'd just be hand release push-ups. And we know 60 of those is going to become muscle endurance. They're struggling through it and they're working really hard. That's a fun workout there. Elizabeth, 21-15-9, power clean and ring dips. Yes, you can go to static dips. Yes, you can scale. The next one would be the tricep dip where you have their hands on a box and they're doing that. To make it harder, elevate the feet, right? So their hands are on a box, feet are elevated and they're pressing up. And that's going to be the next part there. And for sport, it's Amanda 975, ring muscle up and squat snatch. Super challenging benchmark, I think the most challenging, but a good one for people that been there a long time and they need a new challenge to help them do something they've done Elizabeth 20 times already. Challenge them here. It's a very fun workout. But again, 975, that's 16, 21, 42 reps total, right? If they're at 12 minutes, at 42 reps, they're doing 3 reps a minute, I believe, right? So it's not a blazing fast workout. That's okay. So some people just getting through Amanda is amazing. That's your call. They need to get through there. Or say, hey, how far can you get in 12 minutes? On Amanda is a great accomplishment. That's going to help keep you on good time there at 55 minutes in, and then a chance to review how they did the last couple of weeks. Do they feel like their pull's getting stronger? Who PR'd? What were their insights? What helped them do better on that workout? Did they pace it up earlier? Did they go harder at the start? That actually works for some people. They went a little harder there. I'll bet you for the ring dips, it's probably that they chopped them up earlier and stayed under red line, so they kept going. But it's good to talk about that. I like having them tell me the story back at the end of class of what they did well. And that helps them start to internalize the process of what you're doing. If it's just always you telling them, it's a little bit like the mom always telling the kid, hey, do this, and they're like, yeah. But as soon as you have them go, hey, I noticed you did much better on your ring dips. How come, what was your strategy? What did you do? they're almost always going to tell you back something you told them. And that's really good. That means they are starting to understand what is happening in the gym. That's good. I want them to start to get the message. I want them to be like a little you, that they're going, yeah, hey, what I did was on the power cleans, I kept really good form. On my ring dips, I broke them up early so I didn't have a long break. If you had someone say that, I'd be like, high five, you get it. And that's what we want. Once they get it, now they are becoming really like, not just a CrossFitter, but someone who can speak really intelligently about your facility, and that's awesome. So that's Monday. Tuesday's going to be just as fun. Let's go over it now.